Of what, Shannon? No. Give me the real answer now.
It's probably that might be a good idea.
Jimbo's loading up Tailspire.
What?
Oh,
I'm
nice.
coming. I'm coming. I'm assuming the code that you posted is their link.
Giggity.
Yeah, that's it exactly.
Yeah. I didn't say anything because you guys are having a conversation. I didn't want to out.
Yep.
Apparently the music was very loud.
Shannon was being a douchebag.
Okay, duly noted. I will turn that down for sure. To 8. Alright, I'm gonna turn it down to 20.
I think I did. Wait, just time I ever actually used this app.
This looks like a random encounter map. Is this a random encounter map?
No, actually, if you could zoom out, this is a world map. It's so big you can't really make heads or tails of it,
Oh,
but this
yeah, you gotta zoom up. Okay.
you can't zoom out all the way. Tailspire just
No. I know you can, but you can zoom up.
yeah.
You can't zoom all the way out, but you can zoom up. I'm just again, my brain is just registering how this all works again.
Yeah, this is a whole world map here.
I claim the forest.
You a halfling?
No,
Then you're not in the forest.
I don't give a fuck. I'll fight them all. Look, I ain't scared of no halfling. You should be.
Totally, should be. Yeah, every Wednesday at 7. That's right. Or 8 on your time. I don't know. Fucking time
6
zone.
this time.
6, whatever.
Yeah, he's an hour behind us technically.
Okay.
Yeah, so being 7 o'clock now for us, it's 6 o'clock for him.
Moda.
So the white stuff is definitely water, right?
Oh no, definitely not. That's the
come
silt.
on.
That's the Silt Sea. That is not water. I'll get to it in sure.
I'm just harassing.
It has a lot of properties of water, and it is not water.
That's bullshit. Yeah, see? Yeah, we all unanimously agree that this is water.
I honestly was thinking it was more like a sand.
You're insane. The fact that he sees it as sand proves our point even more.
See, the reason I see it as sand because I see the darker stuff as more like a hard packed sand, while the light sand is like a quicksand, basically, kind of shit.
You are 100%.
That's how I kind of saw it.
Yeah.
No, you're absolutely.
You are absolutely correct.
Or like, if you want to think of some other gigs out there, it's probably like the area where it's like worms are in, giant fucking worms.
Oh, there's something called silt horrors, which are almost like worms. They're
Do they dance?
maybe if you get out there and find one, you'll see.
We'll have to figure this out. Because it wants us to take it.
Yeah. Oh, you bastard! Actually, that's a road, and you probably should follow it. You should wander around the desert aimlessly. But
Oh,
hey,
no.
you do you.
I always chuckle about people talking about getting lost in the desert. Just follow the stars. Follow the stars. They don't move. Yeah, exactly. That's why.
But they do move over the course of like
No.
a month. Yeah, as the Earth continues its orbit, they will move over the course of like months. They will move.
The stars don't move. You move with the Earth.
Well,
If you think about it,
to your perception, they will have moved.
you yourself will have moved, whether by walking or the Earth itself rotating. That's
Right.
perception that we believe the stars have moved. That's why we can see them
Okay.
at some points in the day, while some points not. It
I'm just
also
saying.
is transparent upon the reflection of whatever they are being beamed off of.
Just saying
Okay.
You also got to think about it.
Okay.
You also got to think about it that the slight star that you're seeing is something that could easily have exploded millions of billions of years ago, when we're only just now getting the reflection of it.
That's true. Yeah. It's crazy.
That's why if you like they talked about over there, they're in like the space things, stuff like that. There's some stars out there that have actually become too dim throughout the past like 20 years.
No, you give that back. That's my territory. I don't know how you guessed exactly where my territory was. No.
Mass important.
Everyone laugh. I mean, if you're on the road, you're much more likely to encounter bandits and raiders and things. So that's true.
Yeah, both have their dangers. Wild monsters off the road, bandits and things on the road.
Just waiting for Smith.
Was it here a second ago? I thought I saw him.
Yeah, he was here, but he was in the car. He's getting home and getting ready.
I got you.
Driving.
Yeah, because I checked to see what was going on, how many were on yet while I was outside walking the dog. Like, I tried starting her fucking dinner early, and for whatever reason, the fucking rice cooker's getting shittier and shittier.
Oh,
It takes longer and longer to cook.
I suck at making rice. I don't know. Somehow I fuck it up. I don't know. I get the proportions wrong. It's either soupy or like sticky dry. I can never get the right proportion.
You don't wash your rice?
It depends. Is he?
No, he's right. You should wash your rice. He's right.
Are you guys getting like the? I know what they're talking about, because people certainly talking about instant rice, which comes in a box, which comes pre-bleached and pre-washed.
Mm,
But you guys might be talking about the more organic rice.
yeah, something like that.
If that's the case, then yeah, those ones are the ones like, or like what they consider Japanese style rice or Chinese, whichever one. Sticky rice, basically. Or not. Sticky rice is a whole different fucking bonango. Like the rice that I get, we don't have to wash. Right? All I have to do is pop it in the rice cooker, add water, and then I add a couple eggs and hit the switch, and I wait for it pops and it's done.
Sounds like witchcraft.
Probably.
It feels like witchcraft. When it first started work, when I first got it again, a new one, and it was working so beautiful, like 40 minutes, boom, perfect rice. You just tilted the bowl over and it fell out, nothing stuck. It was gorgeous. Now everything's getting overcooked on the bottom for some reason. I hate it. I'm slowly changing the recipe a little bit at a time to figure out what it is that's fucking up. I blame my girlfriend because I didn't start having problems until she touched me.
Well, then it is witchcraft. Smitty. It's Smitty.
Oh yeah, where do we want to do the rolls for this?
So that's why we're here, so you can do the rolls right, so I can see them, and we can just do them on stream. Everyone will see them.
Right there. Okay, because I didn't know how we were
Yeah.
gonna keep track.
No, it's gonna be part of the stream. Notice.
Because as it comes to, I've never used Tailspire before, so I have no idea of any of the things that we're doing
Oh, here's Smitty.
with it.
That's fine. We're all very new to it. This is session 0. We're just making characters. It's all good. Well, hello.
Hello. Welcome.
So the code to join's in the Discord.
Alrighty. This is Tailspire, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, the thing that a certain gooner said they'd get me if I put on my wish list, and they never did.
Who? Was it me?
He's got a little foot.
Oh, I assumed it
Yeah,
was me.
I was gonna, and then I realized you can just send a friend link. You don't need to. So you
Yeah, I
don't need to
remember.
own
I
it.
just was.
I know.
Well,
That's
I
why I was
found it
like,
anyways.
why would we need to own it when they can just send links to your friends and they can use it?
But
Doesn't make that sense.
I thought the DM had to pay for that.
Yeah, I was DM.
Oh, I see.
It was back with the campaign there with the Twin Tail Brotherhood.
Yeah, but it's also, I think the first two are free, and everybody else already owned it, so it was fine.
And then we didn't ever end up using it anyways.
We did once.
Yeah, I worked with it twice.
For the Mike and Knight parade, and then the Ziggy fight.
Like, didn't Sean use it too?
You use it for Undermountain.
Yeah.
The Undermountain,
You
and
guys
then
played Underground? That's cool.
Oh, and it wasn't actual Undermountain. It was some other.
he also used it for a fight up
Yeah.
above that we did on the ground a couple times. if I remember
Yeah,
correctly.
the ship fight.
Ship fight. There was something else. I remember grass and a bunch of trees where we were fighting stuff. Maybe that was me and one other person.
Yeah, that might have been one of your little
Was it
solo
everybody?
adventures.
Also, it's bugging me you can't change your portrait. You have to have, like, silhouettes here? That's bullshit.
You can. There's supposed to be a way.
I was looking for it. ChatGPT said it was impossible. I looked online. I didn't see anything either. I know ChatGPT's full of shit all the time, but...
Yeah. This is true.
Oh, you're in. Alright. Alright, everyone ready to start the stream? Because I got a little introduction to read. And then we'll be up. Hello?
Dean,
My
Dean.
stream's ready.
Alright. Hi, this is redmoretrout. We're starting session 0 of a D&D campaign. The setting is Dark Sun, and I'll be your DM. I'll be guiding you through the cruel and pitiless world of Aethys. So, this campaign is in the Dark Sun setting, a kind of hybrid between 2nd and 4th editions, as well as my own interpretations and inventions. Up front, I'll say it's not going to be 100% accurate. The goal of the campaign is to largely tell a shared story. It's not to be a textbook example of how the rules are meant to be played and interpreted. Also, an obligatory warning. This campaign is dark and partially inspired by the Bronze Age collapse. It will feature fantasy, racism, and slavery. Now, with the obligatory warning... What? With the obligatory warning out of the way, allow me to introduce you all to the world of Aethys. This world of scorched sand and bleached bones was not always so. The ruins of the world that once was are clearly evident to all who brave the withering desert sands. Tales of a better time are etched across the world's scars, in the ruined temple cities and dried basins of once vast lakes and seas. In the before times, the world was once verdant and green, before the gods went silent, and before the Age of Red, when the world was burned. So, that's my little introduction. So, what we're looking at here is actually a world map. It's hard to see because Tailspire can't quite zoom out enough. But this is the world map. It's a desert campaign. It's in a post-apocalyptic magic setting. The world was actually going way, way back. The world was once vast oceans. But through ages of reckless magical wars, the world is now scorched and dead. The gods are silent, meaning any clerical and paladin powers, they're tapping into something primordial, something about natural law, something. No one's in contact with a god. There are no gods in this desert hellish world. There's only sand and psionics. Psionics are very prevalent. And arcane magic is what destroyed the world, and utilizing arcane magic reawakens the scars. It tugs at the scars of the earth and creates ash to all living greenery around you turns to ash, and nothing will grow there for at least a year. We're essentially living in magical radioactive fallout. So arcane magic, sorcerers, wizards, bards, warlocks are heavily outlawed and will be persecuted and put to death. So that's a little bit of an introduction. Anyone have any questions? No.
Are there grapes in this world?
Are there grapes in this world?
Is the most concerning question you can answer in this entire session 0. Is there grapes?
Yeah, there's wine, so there's grapes. The sorcerer kings. So there's 7 cities. There's 7 cities. These are great city states. They have autonomy, and each is ruled by a sorcerer king. Legends say that these are the same sorcerer kings of old who burnt the world in their magical wars. Whether they're immortal or these are the descendants of them, no one really knows. They're very mysterious. But they do live in these palaces with greenery, and they have luxuries like wines and grapes and vineyards. They're heavily guarded, and their tyrannical laws are enforced by a group called Templars. Now, Templars aren't religious. Templars draw their power directly from the Sorcerer King. And Templars often use defiler magic. So the arcane magic that scars the earth, that's called being a defiler. And with the Sorcerer King's permission, you can use it. So Sorcerer Kings often employ defilers.
Oh, that's great.
Powerful mages, yeah. But they do have vineyards and wine. Yeah, they do, specifically. The Sorcerer Kings.
Okay.
So yes. So
He's just left wondering why that question was so important from all of us.
There were no
That's a good
grapes
question.
in one of our campaigns, but we
No,
had
don't
one.
explain it. Don't explain it. Let him wonder.
No,
The mystery
no.
disappears if you explain the trick.
Fine.
Yep. So I can tell you about the races next if no one has any questions, or we can just move on to the races.
Yeah, races would
Yeah,
be
no.
sweet.
Yeah. Alright. Just pulling out my notes, make I'm not sure. Forget shit. Alright. So humans are the most numerous. They're not as. So humans are the most numerous. Most of the city-states, most of the Templar enforcers, most of what you'll be encountering are humans. They're not as desirable as soldier slaves and laborers as dwarfs, moles, and half-giants, which I'll get to briefly. Humans, there's not much to say. I think we're all familiar with humans. They're generally weaker than the races I just mentioned. And, most nobles tend to be human. They hold a lot of political power and sway, but not the most. Okay, moving on to dwarves. Dwarves are single-minded and stoic in nature. You'll often find them as craftsmen or laborers, farmers, often slaves and gladiators too. In this world, dwarves have no hair of any kind. No beards, no hair at all. No dwarf can touch arcane magic. They can't be a defiler if they wanted to. They simply don't have the capacity. Also, dwarves, what am I forgetting here? Oh, a lot of the great empires, the great ruins, these temple cities you'll find are dwarven. Excuse me. They once had a vast empire, but it is gone, scorched and burnt. Dwarves have no home to call their own. You'll find them in the 7 cities across the land of Arthas. That's it. They have no home. Their language is lost. Oh, another thing about the setting. Reading and writing is strictly outlawed by the Sorcerer Kings. It's a crime punishable by death, unless you're noble. Merchant classes often are exempt from this, but not always. If the Templars at the Sorcerer King's behalf feel like persecuting a merchant for this, they absolutely can. Though merchants are usually connected to powerful guilds who... It makes persecuting them undesirable. It makes a lot of waves. So usually merchants are left alone. But, absolutely. Unless you're noble, reading and writing is outlawed, and you will be put to death. And the Dwarven language is lost. No one can speak it or write it. Or, yeah. Next up is elves. Elves are not the, peaceful beings who live in harmony that you might be familiar with in other fantasy campaigns. Elves are desert nomads. They are tribal in nature. They are very suspicious of outsiders. They're often raiders, because surviving in these deserts is harsh. One has to be unforgiving in turn. They roam with these great beasts, giant lizards and big beetly cockroaches are their herds that they drive across the desert in search for grazing pastures. And they have clan rituals, and honor is... Amongst the clan, honor's very prioritized. For example, riding a beast is seen as very weak and effeminate. Only the elderly and pregnant are able to, or would vie to ride beasts. Otherwise, you walk and you keep up with the clan, or you're left behind in the scorching desert. You'll often encounter elven merchants in bazaars, where they have unfavorable reputations as swindlers. Half-elves are very rare. They're not accepted in any city or clan. They live on the outskirts of society. People are incredibly prejudiced against them. And because of this, they have to be more adaptable. They have to be self-reliant. They have no connection to community. Next up, we have half-giants, Goliaths, but not quite Goliaths. They're bigger, broader than Goliaths. They stand about 10 feet tall and can weigh up to 1,600 pounds. They're the sorceress creation of a giant and a human, because obviously these two beings cannot bred. They were created in the time before the Red Age, when people were gearing up for this magical war that destroyed the world. They are often prized as bodyguards and soldiers. And you'll even find half-giant regiments in service of Sorcerer Kings. They're incredibly big, they're incredibly powerful. Their moods are often mercurial, swinging from furious rage to joyous laughter. They're notably adaptable and don't cling to ways of life. They're very mutable, very changeable. They're easygoing in a kind of sense. Also, I haven't touched on water consumption. I won't be measuring the weight of what you're carrying or your rations. I will be keeping track of your water consumption. Every being will need to consume 1 gallon of water a day, or else suffer a point of exhaustion. This is dehydration. Water is as precious as gold. Water's so precious. Half giants, because of their size, will need to consume 4 gallons of water a day. So. Okay, next up we have moles. So moles are a crossbreed between a dwarf and a human. They're glad explicitly for gladiatorial fighting. They are slave soldiers. Oddly, they stand taller than even a human. And like dwarves, they have no hair of any kind. They are very hardy and very strong, but they are the lowest social class on the lowest social order. They're bred to be slaves and soldiers, and they die. Their lives are cheap, is what I'm trying to say. Also, they're infertile. They can't reproduce themselves. They can only be born from a dwarf and a human. They themselves can't breed. Next up, we have the Thrycreen. These are mantis men. They have 4 arms or 6 arms. I think it's 6 arms, but I might be mistaken. They're not common in any human or dwarf or any city, any of the 7 cities. They have their own nation far out east in the desert plains. They live in clutches and packs. So a clutch is about 4 to 6 Thrycreen. These are the survivors of the egg clutch. So they're brothers and sisters who grew up together. They're family and a team, and they work together always. They never sleep, and they wander the desert often, always hunting, always active, always being productive. They look upon things like weakness as contemptible, and things like cunning as virtuous. They're very pragmatic, but yeah. So a pack, every Thrycreen, it's part of his or her duty to find another clutch. So you'll find like 6 clutches that work together in one pack. And this pack can range from maybe even 100 Thrycreen, and they work together for the greater good of the pack. The individual is not valued. Everything's for the greater good of their... when I said a Thrycreen nation, it's more like a Thrycreen hunting ground. It doesn't work together in a nation state as such, but people in the world will call it like a nation, even though that's not a very apt description. Next up, we have halflings. So halflings are rare in cities. Halflings live in the Forest Ridge, which exists on the western edge of the map. I don't know if you can see it here. Yeah, here we go. The western edge of the map. We have the Ringing Mountains. As you crest over the Ringing Mountains, which would stand 20,000 feet tall, you have the forest's edge. These are where halfling communities mostly exist. These halflings are a mysterious lot. They are the eldest race in all of Athos. They predate everyone else. Even they existed in the time of Blue, when the world was oceans. These halflings have these close-knit tribal connections where they look to the head of the group. So like 6 tribes will come together, and when there's a conflict, they'll meet according to a celestial cycle at a giant pyramid which towers even above the jungle treetops. And these shamans will have the eldest, most powerful shaman has absolute authority, and all halflings will defer to him or her. And excuse me, I had to burp. These halfling communities will never fight each other. They'll never raise a hand against one another. They view all halflings view other halflings as another part of one organism. They think all of halfling kind is one organism that exists in the ecosystem. They'll defend each other to the death. They'll never work against each other. To outsiders, they view them with a kind of respect, the respect you'd have for nature. So they're ferocious, they're xenophobic, and they'll push outsiders out of their forests. And they don't view eating other sentient beings, humans, dwarves, elves, as any different than eating a deer. All meat is meat, except halflings, who are seen as spiritually different than everybody else in halfling societies.
I'm gonna enjoy that.
And is that it? Is that everybody? Oh, Dragonborn. So Dragonborn, called Dre in this universe, are the descendants of Sorcerer King magic, artificially created race mixed with dragon blood. They often have access to defilement magic and are often associated with the Sorcerer King on the highest echelons of society. So rare as to almost be mythical, but if one does see them, they will be the highest tier of nobility imaginable. What's that?
They're drows, but continue.
They're Dre. Totally different.
Right.
Yeah. So that's the races.
Okay.
Yeah.
The races.
So just because you guys were asking about the white sand earlier, that is what we call the Silt Sea. That is sand so loose that one falls into it as if it's not there. You'll fall into it and suffocate within minutes. Across the Silt Sea, nobody knows.
Oh, we're gonna find out.
On the edges of the silt shores are often raided by giants who stand like 30 feet tall and are tall enough with the right knowledge of wading across the... Because underneath the Silt Sea, it's very uneven. People even wade across them on giant stilts. It's all about knowing where to step. So giants can raid the shores, across the shores of the Silt Sea. Giants are these tremendous beings, each one utterly solitary. There's no such thing as giant community. They exist as raiders. They raid caravans and these giant wagons that stride across the Silt Seas that are tall enough to touch the bottom. But they look like ships. Yeah, the Silt Sea is very mercurial. It changes with the weather. Some days it's a still white field, a kind of beauty reflecting like glass. Other days giant storms will blow, so you can see less than a foot in front of you, and you're assaulted by sand, you're accosted by it, and nearly choking. Yeah, it's not a pleasant time trying to traverse the Silt Sea. Very dangerous. And also silt horrors lie beyond, but we won't get into those just yet.
All right.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
So, we can move on to character creation if y'all like.
Down.
Yeah. You had
Yeah.
mentioned some sort of rolling
Yes, I did.
situation.
I did indeed. So I'm just gonna pull this up and share my screen for an instance. Here, where is this gone? Desktop.
I mean, we could just go on your stream.
Yeah, that'd be good.
What am I going
That's
on?
what I'm doing.
Hold on, just give me a moment. I just
There
have
are
to.
no moments.
I don't think I
Well,
had it
miserable.
on there.
Just his way into baiting in more viewers.
Twitch.tv
Yeah, that's right.
I'm on to him.
You know
Nope.
what's up.
That didn't work as well as I thought it would. And do that. Okay.
Switching to the other thing.
Display capture.
There we go.
There we are. Okay.
Just go on with that.
So, if you're on my stream, or you can share this Discord, but you can just hop on my stream if it's not too much of a trouble.
Okay.
There we go. Much gooder.
Okay, so I've created this character generation table.